In this lesson, we're going to add in our turtle. Now the first thing we need to do is import our assets. So click on the Upload Sprite from File button, select turtle-01 and click on Open. Now the next few assets we're going to import as costumes to this sprite and not new sprites. So click on your turtle-01 sprite, click on the Costumes tab, and then click on the Upload Costume from File button. Select turtle-02 and click on Open. Now repeat this process, but this time select turtle-03 and click on Open. Perfect. Now we have our 3 assets imported. Let's just adjust the center of our third sprite or our third costume. You see, the first 2, when we switch between them, the switch is seamless. But when we click on the third sprite, then we notice that there's a bit of a jump. The turtle kind of jumps down a little bit. So let's fix that. So select your turtle-03 costume, click on Convert to Vector, and then click on the Set Costume Center button. And all we're going to do is drag the center down. We're not going to move it left or right. So just going to click it and move it down slightly till it's at the edge of the shell. And we're going to drop it there. Now if we switch between the costumes, we notice that the jump is gone. If your turtle is still jumping around a little bit, just try playing around with the center until you hit that sweet spot. Okay. Now click on Scripts to go back to the scripting area. But before we start coding, there's still 2 more things we need to do. Number 1, let's resize our turtle because it's a little bit too big for our game. So click on the Shrink tool, move your cursor over to the turtle and click on it. About 5 to 6 times should do. Alright, that looks perfect. And the second thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the Information button next to our sprite. We're going to change the name to just say Turtle. And we're going to switch the rotation style to left and right only. Alright, now that should set up everything. We're ready to start coding. So make sure you are selected on your turtle sprite and not one of your other ones. And let's begin. So we're going to go to the Events tab. And as usual, we're going to add in the When Green Flag Clicked piece. Now just like how we did for the garbage, when the game starts, we want it to go we want the turtle to go to the left hand side of the screen and to a random height. So let's go to the turtle and we're going to go to Motion and add in a Go to X and Y piece. Now for the X field, we're going to type in -230. That is the left hand side of the screen. And for the Y value, we're going to go to Operators and pick random 1 to 10. Now we're going to change the first value to read 0, and the second one is going to read -120. So that will give us a random location somewhere between the middle of the screen and the bottom of the screen. Now one more thing we're going to do before we add movement to our turtle is make sure that when the game starts, the turtle faces in the right direction. So click on Motion and click on Point in Direction 90 and place it underneath our code. So this will make sure that when the game starts, the turtle starts moving towards the right. Now let's add in some movement to our turtle. So go to the Control tab and add in a Forever piece. Now we're going to go to the Motion tab and look for the piece that says glide 1 second to X and Y. click this piece and drag it into our code and place it inside the forever piece. Now this piece basically gradually moves the turtle or our sprites from its current location to a location that we set over a certain duration. So right now, if we change these two values to 0 and 0, the turtle will gradually glide from over 1 second to the center of the screen. Now let's customize this piece to suit our needs. So firstly, we're going to change 1 second to now read 3 seconds. We're going to change the X value to now read 230. This will be the right hand side of the screen because the turtle is going to start on the left hand side. So we want it to glide from the left hand side to the right hand side. And for the Y, again, we want it to glide to a random height from the middle of the screen to the bottom. So we're going to go to Operators, pick random 1 to 10, and we're going to change these values to read 0 and minus 120. Okay, now when the turtle reaches the right hand side of the screen, we want it to turn around, point towards the left, and then glide to the opposite side of the screen again. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Motion and add in a point in direction 90 piece. But click on the little black arrow to bring up the drop-down menu and select minus 90, which will mean the turtle will now face towards the left. Then we're going to add in another glide piece. Now this piece is going to look fairly similar to the one above, with a few small changes. So 1 second again is going to read 3 seconds. The X value is now going to read minus 230. Because remember, the turtle glided to the right hand side of the screen. Now we're telling it to glide back to the left hand side of the screen, which is minus 230. And the Y value is going to be identical to the one above. So we're going to go to Operators, pick random 1 to 10, and we're going to change the values to read 0 and minus 120. Alright, and finally, the last piece we're going to add to the motion script is the point in direction piece, to make sure that once the turtle reaches the other end of the screen, he's going to turn around and face towards the right again. Now let's test this out. Okay, it looks like it's working perfectly. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the turtle displays the right animation or the right costume when the game starts. We don't want it to start off with his angry expression. So we're going to go to Events, add in another When Green Flag Clicked piece. Then we're going to go to the Looks tab and add in a Switch Costume to. Add that piece in. Click on the black arrow to bring up the drop-down menu and select Turtle-01. So this will make sure that the game always starts with the turtle on the first costume. Okay. Now what we want to do is, as the game goes on and the turtle is swimming, we want these two costumes to continuously be switching between one another to sort of simulate a sort of animation. So to do that, we're going to go to the Control tab and add in a Forever piece. And then we're going to add in a Wait 1 second piece, because we want the delay between each costume to last 1 second. Now go back to the Looks tab and add in a Switch Costume to piece again. But this time, click on the drop-down menu and select Turtle-02. Now repeat this process. So we're going to add in a Wait 1 second. we're going to go back to the Looks tab, add in a Switch Costume 2 piece, and this time we're going to set it to turtle-01. Now this will cause the turtle to continuously switch between the first two costumes. So let's see how that looks. Alright, perfect. It looks wonderful.